Hello class, we'll be learning about Community Development Program, or as it is popularly known as CDP. The Planning Commission of India says that community development is an attempt to bring about a social and economic transformation of village life through the effort of the people themselves. That is, the effort are made by the people who are living in a village to bring about a social and economic transformation so that there will be seen a visible community development. That is what the Planning Commission of India says. When CDP was implemented or when CDP was put forward, there were various reasons why it was brought. We know that the population of India consists of 65% of people who are still living in rural areas. They are primarily dependent on agriculture, which is dependent on monsoons. So Indian agriculture is dependent on monsoons, and there are a lot of problems also because of that. And 11.25% of the rural families are actually landless. Only 28% of area is under irrigation, and the rest is dependent on rain, where hardly one crop can be grown in a year. So this was a backdrop in which CDP was put forward. The rural people also suffered from poor health arising from starvation, lack of immunization, hygiene, and sanitation. 25% of the villages do not have year-round supply of drinking water, and 75% of the potable water sources are actually polluted. The rural people have to depend on money lenders to meet their emergencies, and they always fall into various debt traps. They often live in chronic poverty. This was actually a very vicious circle in which these rural people were actually falling into. Poverty, debt, there was lack of basic amenities, all these things. And this is the point at which, the community development program was undertaken. And this has been the biggest rural reconstruction scheme undertaken by the government of Free India. So it was launched on 2nd October 1952, the day we celebrate Gandhi Jayanti. So 2nd October 1952, this was launched. It was an instrument of transformation of socio-economic life of village population. The inception of CDP or Community Development Program. It was initially the Government of India which launched 55 community development projects, each covering about 300 villages or a population of 30,000. This program was multi-dimensional, but emphasis on agriculture in areas which had irrigational facilities was given. In 1953, the National Extension Service project was launched with similar objectives. So this program was of 3-year duration. The objectives and activities of NES was modified from time to time. This was a permanent multifunctional extension agency. By 1960, the CDP covered almost the whole of the country. Initially only 55 projects I said. So now almost all of the country. The programs was comprehensive in content, economic progress, and the core objective had a flexible program and a multi-purpose worker at the village level was assigned to implement the programs very effectively. And an extension organization headed by a BDO or a block development officer was established at block level, and each village had a village level worker, VLW. So the BDO was actually looking into animal husbandry, panchayat, then women and child welfare, social education, rural engineering, cooperation, rural industries, and agriculture. The broad objectives of CDP can be put into three. That is economic development, there should be social justice and social development, and a democratic growth. So these were the three broad objectives of CDP. Professor S.E. Dubé was highlighting two aims actually, two aims of CDP: achieving substantial agricultural production and considerable progress in the sphere of communication, rural health, and rural education. Second, transforming the socio-economic life of the villages through a process of integrated cultural change. Then the aim of community development program or project can be two: long-term objective and short-term objective. The short-term objectives are as follows: to increase agricultural production both qualitatively and quantitatively, then to solve the problem of rural unemployment, to develop the means of transportation and communication in each village, and building new roads and constructing fine roads, pakka roads over there, and to bring about connectivity, to bring about development in the sphere of primary education, public health, and recreation, to assist the villagers to build good and cheap houses with the help of modern plan and new building methods, and to set up and encourage cottage industry and indigenous handicrafts. Whereas the long-term objectives can be that CDP project refers to holistic development of rural life through optimum utilization of physical and human resources. So whatever resources they get from each village, they want to use it to the best so that a holistic development of the society or the village could be done. It is further oriented to provide all sorts of facilities available in a welfare state to the ruralite people. Taking care of the social, moral, and financial progress of the villages also comes within the purview of the long-term objective of CDP. Progress in the field of social, financial, and moral aspects. Programs of CDP, it concentrated on agriculture, on the development of communication, development of education, development of health sector, employment facilities, housing facilities, and social welfare activities were stressed upon. When you think about CDP or the Community Development Program or project, this was the biggest rural reconstruction scheme, as I said, and it was launched on 2nd October 1952. It was an instrument of transformation of the rural life so that there could be a good socio-economic life of the village population. Thank you.